Email a copy of Democratic Congresswoman accused of exploiting Palestinian children with proposed anti-Israel legislation to a friend Rep. Betty McCollum of Minnesota. Photo file. A Minnesota congresswoman has been accused of exploiting Palestinian children in order to demonize Israel after she introduced legislation this week to prevent United States tax dollars from supporting the Israeli military's ongoing detention and mistreatment of Palestinian children. Democratic Rep. Betty McCollum introduced the Promoting Human Rights by Ending Israeli Military Detention of Palestinian Children Act on Tuesday with the backing of 9 other congressional Democrats. This legislation highlights Israel's system of military detention of Palestinian children and ensures that no American assistance to Israel supports human rights violations, McCollum said in a statement. Peace can only be achieved by respecting human rights, especially the rights of children. Congress must not turn a blind eye to the unjust and ongoing mistreatment of Palestinian children living under Israeli occupation. She continued. Arguably the most vocal of Israel's critics in the House, McCollum has previously insisted that Israel commits systematic human rights abuses, including the physical and psychological abuse of Palestinian children held in military detention. In November 21, 2017, 5:59 p.m. JNS.org, Israeli Strategic Affairs and Public Security Minister Gilad Erdan on Monday sent a letter to Agriculture Minister Uri Ariel. But Israeli research organization NGO Monitor countered that McCollum was using the cause of Palestinian children to advance a range of serious and unsubstantiated allegations against the Israeli authorities that originated with probes NGOs. Although 10 members of Congress have been misled by BDS groups, this campaign, that consists entirely of distorted allegations about Israel's alleged treatment of Palestinian children and invented international legal claims, is built on immoral foundations. Professor Gerald Steinberg, president of NGO Monitor, said on Wednesday. Other members of Congress, as well as journalists and others interested in this issue, would be well advised to verify the NGO allegations with a credible source. Many of the charges against Israel made by McCollum, including the use of torture and beatings of Palestinian children as young as 11, first surfaced in a report, No Way to Treat a Child, issued by Palestinian NGO Defense of Children International, Palestine DCIP. According to NGO Monitor's research, had these allegations been true, DCIP had a duty to report this to the proper authorities. Failure to do so would be an ethical violation, if not malpractice. NGO Monitor also pointed out that DCIP's lawyers had been approached by the IDF in 2013 to provide their services to detain Palestinian minors, and that the groups which supports the BDS campaign had refused to oblige. Moreover, DCIP figures detailing arrests of minors since 2013 had been deliberately sensationalized, NGO Monitor asserted in a September 2017 report. An average of 85 Palestinian minors are arrested each month by Israeli authorities, out of a total population of 1 million. By comparison, the report noted, figures released by the authorities in England and Wales showed that in 201,516, a total of 90,000 youths aged 10-17 were arrested by police. While McCollum and her co-sponsors were all endorsed as candidates by J Street, a progressive Jewish lobby group based in Washington, D.C., the statement announcing the legislation cited the backing of a number of fringe anti-Israel groups, as well as DCIP, which is funded by European sources and has been accused of ties to the Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine (PFLP) terrorist organization. The list includes a Mennonite group advocating the so-called Kairos document, a work of Palestinian Christian liberation theology that attacks Judaism as a faith, along with Zionism, as manifestations of inherent Jewish racism. Other groups mentioned on the list include Jewish Voice for Peace, which operates outside the structures of the U.S. Jewish community and is partly financed by the anti-Zionist Rockefeller Brothers Fund, and the U.S. Campaign for Palestinian Rights, a leading promoter of the BDS campaign. Jacob Milner, a senior analyst with the Israel Project TIP, a Washington, D.C.-based communications organization, said that the support of such groups for McCollum's legislation was disturbing. Rep. McCollum is legitimizing groups who aren't just hostile to Israel, but are opposed to Israel's very existence, Milner told the Allgemeiner on Wednesday. She is also giving a seal of approval to the supporters of the Kairos document, which uses anti-Semitic imagery to portray the Palestinians as having been crucified by Jews.